Japan runs like clockwork. Trains arrive within seconds, cities operate with precision. All this in a country built on volcanoes, shaken by earthquakes, and facing an aging population. So how does it all work so well? And how did a nation with so many natural disadvantages become a global powerhouse? Welcome to Mapped Out. It all starts with the land itself. Japan stretches like a spine along the Pacific, over 3,000 kilometers long, made up of more than 14,000 islands. But four of them, Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku, hold nearly all the people and power. The rest, mostly uninhabited, mountainous or forested. Around 75% of Japan is mountainous, which means usable space is limited and every square meter counts. And beneath all of this, one of the most dangerous tectonic zones in the world. Japan sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, where earthquakes and volcanoes are a constant threat.
That's because Japan sits at the meeting point of four tectonic plates, including the Pacific and Philippine sea plates, all pushing, grinding, and diving beneath one another. This constant collision builds up pressure deep underground, until it suddenly releases as an earthquake. But it's also one of the best prepared nations on Earth when disaster strikes. Strict building codes, earthquake drills, and rapid emergency systems are all part of daily life. That preparation was put to the ultimate test in 2011, when a massive undersea earthquake triggered a devastating tsunami that struck Japan's northeast coast. It caused widespread destruction, claimed nearly 20,000 lives, and triggered the Fukushima nuclear disaster. It was one of the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded in modern history, and a reminder of how vulnerable, yet resilient, Japan truly is. Despite the terrain, over 120 million people call Japan home. But they're not evenly spread across the country. Most live in narrow strips of lowland along the coast, packed into incredibly dense cities. At the center of it all is Tokyo. Not just the capital, but the largest urban area on Earth. More than 37 million people live in its wider metro region. Other major hubs include Osaka, Japan's industrial heart, Kyoto, the old imperial capital, known for temples and tradition, and Hiroshima, rebuilt from devastation into a symbol of peace after being hit by the first atomic bomb in 1945. Japan was also the site of a second atomic bombing in Nagasaki, and both cities have become powerful symbols of peace and recovery. But Japan faces a ticking clock of a different kind. Its population is shrinking and rapidly aging. Nearly a third of the population is over 65, one of the highest proportions in the world. Even with these challenges, Japan keeps everything moving with near-perfect efficiency, especially when it comes to transport. The country is famous for its trains, and with good reason. The Shinkansen, or bullet train, connects the country's major cities at speeds of up to 320 kilometers per hour. And the punctuality? Legendary. A delay of even 20 seconds is enough to warrant a public apology. While trains dominate inner-city travel, Japan's urban areas are designed to discourage car use. Strict parking rules, compact layouts, and exceptional public transport make driving more trouble than it's worth in places like Tokyo. Japan's students face one of the most rigorous education systems in the world, known for long hours, competitive exams, and high expectations. And for adults, that discipline often continues into the workplace. Japan's work culture is famously intense, praised for its dedication, but criticized for long hours and burnout. The term Karoshi, meaning death from overwork, is a real and recognized issue. Beneath this seamless surface is a system of governance that balances tradition and democracy. Japan is a constitutional monarchy. The emperor serves as a national symbol, while real political power lies with an elected parliament. The country is divided into 47 prefectures, each with its own local government. And Tokyo? It functions as both a city and a region, a metropolitan prefecture with enormous influence. To understand modern Japan, you need to look at how it got here. For centuries,
Japan was ruled by samurai and shoguns under a strict feudal system. That changed in the 1800s with the Meiji Restoration, a political revolution that propelled Japan into the industrial age almost overnight. In the 20th century, the country expanded aggressively, leading to its role in World War II. After the devastating atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, Japan was defeated and occupied by the United States. Its military was dismantled, and a new pacifist constitution was adopted. Out of the ashes, Japan rebuilt, not into a military power, but into an economic one. Today, Japan is the third largest economy in the world. But here's the twist. It has almost no natural resources. So how does it thrive? Through innovation, efficiency, and exports. Japan leads in cars, electronics, robotics, and gaming. Think Toyota, Sony, Panasonic, Nintendo. At the same time, Japan imports most of its food, oil, and raw materials, especially from China and the United States. Trade, not territory, fuels its strength.
And yet, Japan's influence goes far beyond economics. The Japanese flag, a red sun on a white field, captures the country's cultural heart: clarity, balance, and respect for tradition. It's a powerful symbol of Japan's identity as the land of the rising sun, where ancient rituals meet cutting-edge modernity. Mount Fuji is more than a mountain. It's a national icon. For centuries, it's shaped how Japan sees itself and how the world sees Japan. You'll find centuries-old Shinto shrines right next to glass towers and vending machines. The official language is Japanese, written using a mix of hiragana, katakana, and kanji. The currency is the yen, one of the most traded in the world. Religiously, Japan is shaped by Shintoism and Buddhism. Most people don't identify as devout, but temples, traditions, and seasonal festivals remain deeply woven into daily life. And then there's Japan's soft power: anime, manga, sushi, ramen, martial arts, and origami, all helping to shape how the world sees Japan. Disciplined, imaginative, and endlessly intriguing. Some of that identity has been shaped by individuals. Emperor Akihito helped modernize the monarchy and promote peace. Hayao Miyazaki, the visionary behind Studio Ghibli, gave us Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, and a legacy of storytelling. And Naomi Osaka? She became a global symbol of modern Japan, representing the country in international sport while challenging cultural norms and opening up new conversations about identity, race, and mental health. Even the small details are fascinating. Despite its size and geographic spread, Japan uses just one time zone: Japan Standard Time. No daylight saving time. Everything runs on the metric system. Simple, efficient, predictable. Not everything is so tidy, though. Japan has several ongoing territorial disputes. It claims the Kuril Islands, currently controlled by Russia. It controls the Senkaku Islands, which are claimed by China. And Japan also disputes the Dokdo Islands, known as Takeshima in Japan, currently controlled by South Korea. Even within its borders, the presence of large U.S. military bases, especially in Okinawa, remains controversial. The borders are peaceful, but not uncomplicated. On the world stage, Japan punches far above its weight. It's a member of the G7, the United Nations, and the World Trade Organization. It's hosted the Summer Olympics twice, most recently in 2021. Its influence comes not from force, but from consistency, creativity, and culture. But big changes are coming. Japan's population is shrinking, and its workforce is getting older. To stay competitive, it's slowly opening its doors to more immigration, a major cultural shift. It's investing in robotics, green energy, and artificial intelligence. And with growing tension in the region, especially with China and North Korea, Japan's alliance with the United States is more important than ever. Strategically, it's one of the most important locations on the map, and everyone knows it. So, how does Japan work so well despite so many challenges? The answer is balance. Tradition and modernity. Scarcity and innovation. Isolation and global influence. Japan isn't just one of the most fascinating countries in the world. It's one of the most important. Want to learn the Japanese language? Preply connects you with real tutors for one-on-one lessons. Use the link in the description. It helps to support the channel too. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more deep dives and comment below with the next country
you want us to map out.